everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Yap House Podcast. Very excited to be here today. This is episode 14, and I'm glad you guys are here today. We have a lot to get into. It's been 2 weeks since I have done one of these, and honestly, yeah, like I said in the last episode, it's been tough for me to get these episodes out because I've been so busy with school and everything, work, and the motivation honestly has just not been there. But it's starting to get back a little bit. So hopefully I can upload more episodes, coming down the stretch of the semester. Obviously we have finals and everything, which are obviously crucial for me to passing the classes. And hopefully I can upload a lot like over winter break. That'll give me a lot of opportunities to get like, 4 or 5, maybe like, yeah, around like 4 or 5 episodes in over winter break since I'll be home, nothing to do. I am actually taking an online class. It's about like sports coaching and stuff like that over winter break. It's only one, and I'm taking it because it's actually full next semester. So that'll hopefully be pretty interesting. I mean, I don't I've never been a coach before, but I feel like that could be pretty interesting. I could coach like, little kids, stuff like that. I feel like that'd be a start. But yeah, we're coming down the stretch of this semester. There's only about 3 weeks. It's only about 3 weeks left. Yeah, it's I leave the semester officially ends for me in 3 weeks because I have finals and everything. I have two final exams, one for advertising and then one for my other sports admin class. Hopefully, I pass those. But yeah, I'm also going home for Thanksgiving as well, see my family and everything. It's good to see my grandparents. Yeah, I eat a lot for Thanksgiving. I don't know how much I'll eat, but yeah, we'll see. But like I said before, we're coming down the final stretch. It's really just all about staying patient, letting the moments come to me, studying hard because these last exams are crucial. I think I have to pass these exams in order for me to pass the class. So hopefully I can do that. But this semester has been pretty crazy. And I'd figure we get to some of the best moments of the semester, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, honestly. And it really started with me just, coming into this room right here. It was chaotic for me coming into this room because got here in the afternoon. Actually, yeah, I got here in the afternoon on like that Sunday or something, and that like Friday or something in August. And then I it took me literally the entire freaking day to set up this apartment, make my bed, just sort everything out, put everything in my closet, bathroom, my drawer down there, set up all the posters. To the LED lights I got later in the semester. That's just an additional whatever you want to call it. Uh, but yeah, it took me a long time to set up this apartment. I was exhausted at the end of the day. And when I went to bed that night, I was cramping like crazy when I woke up like the following morning. Like my whole body was hurting like crazy. And I'm like, bro, what is going on? Oh my goodness, this is going to be insane. This is going to be an insane semester. And the classwork obviously has been very light. But in terms of like interacting with people, making new friends, it's been cool overall. The people part of it has been pretty chill, pretty chill. Obviously you have some people that are just like bullies and assholes to me for no reason. Like, bro, what did I do to you? I didn't do anything to you, and you're just like randomly talking shit to me. Yeah, that's the part where it's just like, you don't care about it. They don't know me anyway. So, um, but yeah, like I said, recapping some of the best moments of this semester. One of my favorite moments, and I was like freaking out when this happened because it was so funny. Um, I was on TikTok live one night with my friend Lewis. I used to work with him at Tiger TV. We're just talking, right, about random stuff. And then this guy, I think it was Ross. I think that was his name. I don't remember, but he comes on. He requests so he requests to join, And then Lewis and I are like, hey, should we let him on? And then he's like, go for it. And this is what happens. Louis, we get Ross in?
Bro, go for it. Get Ross in here. I just hope Ross doesn't
I know. Yeah, I know.
Oh my fucking god! Is this fucking Tiger Cheese? Tiger Cheese! Tiger Cheese! I fucking love you! Tiger Cheese!
Oh no! Oh my god, my phone! My phone!
Chuck, can you save that?
No, I forgot to. Wait, can I save these?
Dude.
Can I like say
That was fucking awesome.
that is going on the podcast.
Why'd you kick him out?
Because I did not expect that.
Dude. That was legit, dude. That was some legit shit right there.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay.
Dude.
I need a moment.
That was some legit business, dude. Yeah, that's by far the best moment I've had, like, on TikTok Live. And I've had some crazy moments on TikTok Live before the semester. Like, there have been nights where I'd be on here for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It would be crazy. I get some of my guys on there and we just randomly talk about just random shit. Just try to get all the galaxies in there and stuff like that. It was fun. It was fun. Had a joyous time. Recently, I've been on live and it's like kind of boring. I haven't really gotten that many views, but hopefully that can change in the future and stuff like that. Another one of my favorite moments is the first game of the football season. Well, not the first home game. Obviously, I like work in the food concessions, like the games where it's like not that big of a game, so like Nichols and South Alabama, UCLA, stuff like that. Those weren't really the conference games, so I wasn't in the student section for those games. I worked in the food concessions. I worked the Nichols game, and it was like below. It was like below the student section. I worked in the food concessions for that, and when I say that was probably the most chaotic, like 4 hours I've ever experienced in my life, I mean it. Like, obviously there were a lot of. Obviously there were a lot of. Oh yeah, and were we short on workers too? I don't remember if we were short on workers there, since it was the first game. No one really knew what was going on, but I think I remember that we were short on workers, so I just had to, navigate myself as best I could, and it was probably, yeah, and like I said, it was as chaotic as it could be. Like, I had no breaks, literally had no time to take a break because it was just customer after customer after customer after customer. It was just chaotic. It was just 3-4 hours straight of that, and oh my gosh, I just couldn't take it. I think I remember like the cuts I got on my hands after opening the Bud Light and Michelob Ultra bottles, just feeding them to the people, and yeah, that was crazy. And it was like there were people that recognized me who were like, Charles, what's up? And I was just like, I couldn't say hi to them. I said hi to I said hi for a brief to like the people I knew, but overall in that moment, like, it was just so difficult for me to just just not concentrate on my job, because hey, got to do your job anyway. But yeah, I got cuts on, I think it was it this hand or this hand? I honestly don't remember at all. It was one of them, and I got like 4 cuts on that one hand. Had to really patch my hand up. It was crazy, because obviously you don't want your hand to get infected. So yeah, and then working the Nichols game was chaotic. I did get a chance to visit the Alpha Phi house this semester for their annual mac and cheese event. And the mac and cheese, I know they didn't make it. They don't make it themselves, but they obviously have some chefs make it. But that's just a little event, fundraiser, whatever. It was so good. It was a lot of fun just seeing my friends at AFI, and oh my gosh, their house is beautiful. if you have not been in the Alpha V house yet, you should definitely go check it out one day. Maybe next time they have a mac and cheese event or other, because they have a beautiful house. That's now three sorority houses that I've been in: Tridel, Zeta, and AFI. Obviously, maybe I'll get to see more of them, but time will tell. Time will tell. So, AFI mac and cheese is up there. That was one of my favorites of the semester, just because it was so calm. I got to see um, a bunch of my AFI friends there. A lot of the girls came up to me. They were like, "Hi, hi," stuff like that. So, yeah, and then storming the field after a victory over Ole Miss. That was probably like one signature moment we had this year. That whole day was just so much fun. Um, obviously it was one of the bigger game days, so you're expected to get a good crowd. Homecoming, it was homecoming, and I'll get to the homecoming concert the night before Shaq in a bit. I don't think I don't remember if I've talked about it yet, but I'll get to the Shaq in a sec. But let's talk about the game day first. It was incredible, obviously. Obviously, full stadium, and oh my gosh, the light shows that they put on in that game was just unbelievable. It was definitely one of the best games I've ever been to in my life in terms of atmosphere, just in terms of overall atmosphere. Just the presentation that LSU put on was just incredible. And then obviously we won in dramatic fashion. I stormed the field. I do have a couple videos. Here they are. Yeah, obviously my videos are not as good as, others, but those are the clips I got. You saw some of the light shows of like Colin Baton Rouge, Boozy, stuff like that, and then us throwing the field at the end. So that was definitely a joyous, joyous time. Um, let's see. Obviously there was that one moment where I got punched in the face, punched in the head right there, where that same guy was just randomly talking shit to me for no reason. Um, yeah, definitely. Definitely a moment for sure. And then that whole Halloween weekend was so crazy because um, yeah, Halloween obviously got to put it in there, but I I I thought like the weekend before the 31st, because Halloween this year was on a Thursday, and I thought the weekend before that was Halloween weekend. So I went out in my Street Fighter costume and I looked like a fool because like nobody else was dressed up. And it was like, bro, what is going on here? So I think I went to the Rev that night and then I saw some of my friends. I think it was Friday or Saturday, I don't remember. But yeah, Halloween night, it was pouring. Halloween night, it was absolutely pouring. And then I went to Mike's, and that was when all the shit happened. Um, yeah, or a good amount of my friends there, and I saw this guy crowd surfing, which was like, bro, how is that possible at Mike's? I mean, I guess it is when you have a bunch of people, but who knows? And then the rest of the weekend was crazy. I got Got to see a bunch of my friends. There was a oh yeah, there was that one night where that DJ was there at the house. That was a lot of fun. I think we need more DJs at the I think we need more DJs at the house. Sometimes, even at the other bars too, like JL's and stuff like that. I think we need more DJs to play house music at the house. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the house doesn't play house slash EDM music, whatever, all the time, and I think they should play more of that. And then obviously that girl betrayed me in the worst way possible. I told a story about that last episode, and yeah, that was Halloween. I had, if you don't remember, I had two costumes. I had a Street Fighter costume, and then oh my goodness, I'm complete. Oh yeah, the knight in shining armor. I mean, not really shining armor. It was like a blue and red and stuff like that. But yeah, Halloween was fun. All right, and obviously we recently had College Game Day come here for our game against Alabama. Unfortunately, it was not the night that we wanted. Should have had a much better outcome, but the morning was perfect. The morning was perfect, and it started for me because what I did, because obviously people camp out there, stuff like that. It's a huge event, stuff like that. So what I did was I took two separate naps on Friday. Took one from maybe 2 to 6:30, and then another one from like 7:30 to 11:30, stuff like that. And it was hard to sleep for that second nap because my roommates in like this main area were making so much noise, and I just could not sleep for whatever. Fortunately, it did not affect me that much because I got some energy drinks, got some Powerade, and stuff like that. And I also discovered that energy drinks with carbonated water are not my thing because the fizziness in my mouth I just do not like. I just do not like how it feels in my mouth. So anyway, missing the point. But yeah, I had those energy drinks to just like keep me alive during the day because I was awake for. I'm gonna get to that in a sec. But yeah, I woke up at like 11:30 and just got my jersey on, and I got to get Big Cheesy first. The line was super long. It took me forever to get my Big Cheesy, and then I just realized that I probably should not have gotten Big Cheesy because the bread. When I got to the set, I tried eating the sandwich, and I just could not. The bread was soggy, soft, and obviously I hate soft bread and stuff like that. So it was tough to eat, tough to eat. So now I've realized do not get something that is going to be soggy when you are not going to eat it like immediately. That was that was probably my mistake. I probably could have just stayed at the Big Cheesy and just ate it like that, like immediately, but whatever. But I got to the College Game Day set at around 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Yeah, 1 a.m. And there was a line that stretched from the pit to the library. Yeah, the line was stretched from the pit to the library at 1 a.m. This is what we're talking about. I believe obviously we have some of the most dedicated fans in the country, but I was not expecting that at all. Like even when we lose, even when we get blown out, our fans are still dedicated as fuck. So yeah, and then I got this really good spot on the side, like to the left of it. I'll show you some clips of everything, and I'll show you a bunch of clips, everything in a second. But yeah, the whole place was just set up brilliantly. I got to see all of the guys in person, which was really cool. The sign, some of the signs were crazy. I think there was a sign that said Milrow failed NNN, which was pretty funny. Then another sign said Biddy graduated from Bama. I thought it was pretty funny as well. There are a bunch of other good signs there as well, but yeah, I just stood there. I stood at this one spot for like the entire time, and my legs were getting tired. My legs were getting tired, and yeah, it was honestly not easy to just like stay awake during the whole time because obviously when the hype is there at the beginning, but once they start talking, it gets kind of boring. They're talking about the same stuff, despite Pat McAfee hyping up the crowd to Colin Van Rouge and stuff like that.
But yeah, the whole experience was just an unreal experience. And I really, really hope they come back here one day, maybe next year, if there is a formidable enough opponent and we're good again, they'll come back here because I really want to do that again. But that whole day, I was up for about I know I was up for more than 24 consecutive hours. I know people have told me they've been awake for longer, which is just how are you doing that? Like you need your sleep. But yeah, I was up for more than 24 consecutive hours. Yeah, and that's why I took those naps on Friday just to get myself ready for the experience. And boy, was it a joyous one. The game was obviously not. I was so depressed that I left at the fourth quarter and then just showered and went to bed. I was that depressed at the game, but obviously it doesn't really matter to me that much anymore. I just wanted that game day experience, and I believe that I got it. Hopefully, our football team can solve the problems that we have going forward. And yeah, but obviously, College Game Day coming here was phenomenal, and I hope they come here again one day.
I mean, I don't guarantee you why.
You got more right here.
Yeah, I say focus.
As the sun takes its place in the eastern sky on Saturday morning in Death Valley, the Eye of the Tiger carries a look of desperation that will also roll in with the tide tonight. Alabama LSU, excellence defined, Heisman winner. But pieces of the soul laid out for 60 minutes, and sometimes 60 minutes is not enough. They played games of the century, but here you go, see?
The state of our football team is obviously not good. Our team is in deep shit right now. 3 straight losses after an outstanding 6-1 record and ranked 8th. Our team's just lost our identity. Obviously, we couldn't run the football all year. It's very tough to talk about, but I really hope this team just plays well the final 2 games and just goes into the offseason with a little bit of momentum because yeah, it's just tough to think about. Very, very tough
to talk about as well. It's definitely a stretch, just an overall season to forget. I really believe this team could do a lot of damage this year. I really believe this team was the most balanced team that Brian Kelly had ever had so far. Good offense with a quarterback with experience that was following up a Heisman contender. He should have learned a lot, but he's just been throwing interceptions all the time, and yeah, I mean our defense, the defense is definitely much improved from a year ago, and that's a sign. But they really just still need to go out and recruit hard and dig themselves into the transfer portal hard, because especially on offense, because obviously the offense did not get it done this year, and I don't think Joe Sloan should not have been offensive coordinator. He should have just stayed quarterbacks coach, and they should have just found someone. Uh, yeah, they should have just found someone elsewhere, because obviously not everyone's going to be like Ben Johnson or someone like that. But they just needed to find someone competent, and Joe Sloan was not competent enough. Yeah, it's hard to believe that out of all of our like programs like football, basketball, uh, baseball, softball, track and field, football is probably the one that's struggling the most right now, which is very hard to believe, because football is like our premier sport here. I have other schools like Duke and Kentucky where basketball is it. Football is our premier sport here, and to see that program is the one that's probably struggling the most right now. I don't know. It's tough to think about, tough to talk about. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, uncomfortable conversations are going to have to be had. Uncomfortable conversations are already happening soon about some of the high school recruits, some of those 5 stars coming here. There were a lot of rumors that they would uh, switch, like decommit here, but fortunately so far they're staying, and hopefully they do stay, because we're going to need them next year. And yeah, like I said, they need to go into the portal and get some guys on offense. I think our defense is okay. I think our defense is okay where we're at. We have a lot of young talent starting to emerge, but offense is where we need to get better. Offense wins games, defense wins championships, obviously. So yeah, offense wins the game. So improve on offense. Improve on offense. The state of the rest of our teams. How about men's basketball? Matt McMahon, what he's doing with this team is outstanding so far. Our men's team is slowly on the rise after not being good the past 2 seasons. I thought we should have made the tournament last season, because I think we lost like 6 games when it was decided by like 4 points or less. If we got those wins, we're probably like close to making the tournament. But um, we got a huge quad one win at Kansas State. That was like their 5th loss ever at Kansas State under Jerome Tang. So that was obviously a huge road win, very impressive. And they're going to have to keep that up, because obviously the SEC is loaded this year. Auburn's in the top 5, Kentucky, Texas A&M, Bama, Tennessee. They're obviously ranked, and you have a lot of other good teams like Mississippi State. I think Ole Miss is projected to do decently well this year, and Texas is always good. So yeah, oh yeah, Florida. I forgot about Florida. They're ranked as well. So yeah, SEC's loaded, and we're gonna have to get our A game on throughout the season. But if we can have a good non-conference search, like if we can get those quad one wins, that'll set us up perfectly for the conference schedule, because obviously the conference is loaded, and that'll take a little less pressure off of us to win those like very important games. Like obviously one significant loss won't really hurt us that bad, but obviously you have to win the games you're supposed to win, and then in the games where you're underdogs, just got to play your heart out. Those are the games that really matter. So yeah, our women's basketball team is looking good so far. They had a little bit of a scare against Murray State. That game was a lot closer than it should have been. Yeah, I was at that game, and that was hard to watch. They were making shots, we were not. Was the difference. Fortunately, we pulled away in the end. But going forward, like I know they got a dominant win last night over Troy, but going forward, I'd really like to see them,
get easy buckets. I think there was one game where I watched, like in the 2020, like in the championship season, where they won the game without making a single three pointer. They won the game without making a single 3-pointer. And that's what I'm saying. Get easy buckets. That's how they're gonna win a lot of games. Just find the easy buckets. They have so much talent. They move the ball so well. They have to move without the ball. That's so important. They have girls that are really, really fast and crafty. Yeah, they have to move without the ball, get those easy buckets. I think that's the key for them. Our baseball team's looking really, really good, I think, for this coming season. Obviously, shout out to Bear Jones. I got a chance to meet him a couple times, and I think he's going to be awesome this year. Obviously, we have the number 1 recruiting class in the country, so that's a great sign. I think we'll have a great shot at another national championship this year. And then softball's just trying to, find some motivation to get to Oklahoma City after they were so close last year. And gymnastics, I'm going to be at every gymnastics meet this year. That team has a great shot at repeating. They brought a lot of their core girls back. And they've added some freshmen. They've added some outstanding freshmen, but it's mainly those 5th-year seniors, and it's mainly those like graduates and seniors that are going to be the key. Obviously, they have some incredible, freshmen and sophomores, but our gymnastics team is insane, and they're definitely I would not be surprised if they're favorites to repeat because, it's going to be electric. It's going to be electric. Okay, I saw this on YouTube, and we're gonna get into how the rest of this regular season of college football is gonna play out because there are just so many different scenarios that can happen. And obviously this is being recorded before the week 13 playoff rankings, but it's gonna be a very interesting hour tonight because I don't know where everyone goes. Like if you look at if I look at the AP poll, Oregon at 1, yes. Ohio State and Texas, Penn State, Indiana, I all agree with. Notre Dame, they haven't really played anyone compared to the SEC. This is interesting because Alabama and Ole Miss both beat Georgia, yet Georgia is ahead of Ole Miss. Huh? That's a little bit confusing to me. And then Tennessee beat Alabama, but Alabama is 7 and Tennessee is 10. The whole thing is just so damn confusing, and it's just very hard to. The SEC is going to be a show and a half because it's just so interesting on like where everyone goes and stuff like that. I know they lost to Georgia, but yeah, you have Alabama who beat Georgia, Ole Miss who beat Georgia, and Tennessee that beat Alabama. Ole Miss did not play Tennessee. Alabama did not play Ole Miss. But that scenario is going to be very interesting. I do think we will still see, like maybe 4 or 5 teams in the SEC in the playoff. But a game that's very interesting to me is Ohio State and Indiana, because if Indiana loses, how far do they drop? Obviously, okay. If they get blown out, you obviously don't want to get blown out. If they get blown out, they're in trouble. They're in huge trouble if Indiana gets blown out. If you make it a close game, I think they're fine. If you make it a 1-score game, I still think they're fine to get in the playoff. Obviously, as an at-large, and then obviously the Big Ten championship would be Oregon and Ohio State. And then the other questions we have are at the ACC. We have Miami, SMU, and Clemson. And if I look at the standings right now, the ACC is very interesting as well because there's probably only going to be one team in it. Maybe, and I don't think Miami gets in. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think Miami gets in as an at-large because they've had a very, very weak schedule. I know their offense is incredible, but they haven't really been blowing teams out like they should. And I think that's going to bite them in the ass at the end. Yes, it would be SMU and Clemson in the ACC championship. So I think Miami would be out. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Miami would be out if the season ended today. But yeah, SMU would be the ACC championship. It would be the ACC champion. First run bye. That would be incredible to see. And yeah, like I said, I don't think Miami gets in as an at large because their schedule has just been too weak, and they played down to competition. They've played down to competition recently. They just haven't really been playing like themselves. And then the other intriguing conference is the Big 12. You have 4 teams alive for the Big 12 title. You have BYU, who suffered that horrific loss to Kansas. Colorado, Arizona State, and Iowa State. I don't think Iowa State has enough to make it. I think if they won that game against Texas Tech, they're probably still in the hunt. But I do not think they're in anymore because you have Colorado, who has a trap game against Kansas at Arrowhead, but then you have Oklahoma State at the end. They should get that win. Colorado, that's a huge game for Colorado against Kansas. They just beat number 6. They beat number 6, and I think that's 2 straight ranked opponents that Kansas has knocked off. So yeah, that game is very, very intriguing now. Colorado and Kansas at Arrowhead, and then you also have BYU and Arizona State Saturday in Tempe. And the loser of that game is likely eliminated from getting to the Big 12 title game and likely eliminated from the CFP entirely. That's going to be a great game. Arizona State has suddenly emerged when they won 3 games last year. I think they won 3 games last year, and then they're emerged into a great team. Defense is playing extremely well, and that's going to be an incredible environment in Tempe. Damn, it's been so long since they've gotten some recognitions. Like Jaden Daniels was there during his time there, but yeah, it's going to be a great game. Who wins that game? I don't know. I'm not an expert like the rest, so but I'm going to be honest with you. I still think Colorado wins the Big 12. As crazy as it sounds, I think Colorado wins the Big 12. They win those final 2 games convincingly, get to the Big 12 title game, and then they win whoever they play, maybe in a close game, stuff like that. But Colorado will win the Big 12, and we will see them in the CFP. That's going to be incredible television. It's going to have, television views go up, spike up because you'll have Prime, you have Shador, you have Travis Hunter, you'll have all those guys. Big 10, Oregon, Indiana. They have a huge game at Ohio State this weekend. Penn State's fine. Penn State, they just got to win their final 2 games easily, and then they're in. And then Notre Dame, it's a little bit skeptical that they're at 6 since they've had a very, very weak schedule and they lost to NIU. But I guess that's how the committee judges them. I mean, we'll really see how they do. Boise is also, I think Boise gets in. Boise is going to be in there. We'll get to see Ashton Genty on the biggest stage. And that's going to be incredible. They're 9-1 right now. If the season ended today, they would have a conference title game with Colorado State, who's also undefeated in conference play. But for Boise, they just got to win their final 2 games, Wyoming and Oregon State, and then they'll be fine. But and it's literally a contest. It's a 2-way contest now for the Heisman. Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter. I don't think Dylan Gabriel and Cam Ward have enough now to get the Heisman. Maybe if Cam Ward just goes absolutely off in the final 2 games, throws for like 400 against Wake, 400 against Syracuse, and then another 350 or 400 in the ACC championship. He's gonna absolutely have to go off in order for him to have a chance to have at the Heisman. I think Dylan Gabriel will be a finalist, but I don't think he'll win it because he's obviously playing on the best team in the country. He's been outstanding, obviously, and it does point to the fact that his receivers are really good. Receivers and tight ends are really good, but yeah,
Gabriel's been fantastic, and he'll definitely be. I think he'll definitely be in New York for the Heisman ceremony. But there was also something I saw on YouTube where I think it was like Paul Feinbaum and some of the other college football SEC guys, where it's like, is it better to miss the SEC championship? Because as of right now, the 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 title game would would be Texas and Texas A&M. That would be the title game right now. But they play each other week 14 in probably the biggest game of the college football season, of the regular season. Lone Star Showdown's finally back, but uh, there's just so many tie-breaking scenarios. Like if Bama wins their final two games against Oklahoma and Auburn, which they should do easily, they'll be 6-2. Georgia's done with SEC play; they're 6-2. If Tennessee takes care of Vanderbilt, which that's going to be tough. Vanderbilt has been good this year. They'll be 6-2. If Ole Miss takes care of Florida and Mississippi State, they'll be 6-2. And then you have 5 teams that are 6-2. You have one team. You have either Texas or Texas A&M that's going to be in the SEC championship. But who's going to play them? I don't know what the tiebreakers would be. That is going to be an incredible scenario that we're going to have a 5-way tie. And then only one of those teams is going to play for the SEC championship. But then I saw something. Maybe that's probably worse, because if you lose, you'll be at 3 conference losses, and then 3 losses. And to be honest with you, I don't think we're going to see any 3-loss teams in the college football playoff, because we're not going to see any 3-loss teams in the college football playoff, because I mean, you could make a case for one of the SEC teams since their schedule is always so difficult, but I don't know. Very skeptical to have a 3-loss team in there, and I just don't think it'll make sense. But anyway, this whole thing is just so damn complicated, and hopefully we have this all figured out at the end. But I am very, very excited to see that Texas A&M game. Lone Star Showdown's finally back. Damn, I'm even have a hard time talking about all this, because it's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah, I'm currently texting people if they want to be on it. I've gotten some yeses. Obviously, a lot of people are busy since we're getting into finals week, but I'll try to get a lot more guests on here, and I'm actually gonna talk about like some of the people I want on here. So hey, a little bit of advertising, a little bit. We'll see. But what I want to talk about now is this is actually a story that I'm working on, is concerts, shows, performances here at LSU. So some of the shows like I've seen Shaq DJ a couple of times. I've also seen Ray Shrumman. I don't know how you say his last name, but those are probably the only ones I've been to, and they were all at Fred's. But I think, and then I saw Shaq DJ at for the homecoming event at the UREC Fields. So this is my take on this whole thing, because obviously university sponsored events, obviously we don't have enough of them. Let's just get that out of the way. We don't have enough of them. We only have like one a year, which is like Reuven and stuff like that. And obviously they're a big success, but like I just feel like we need more of them. We need like more people to come perform here at LSU. Use the UREC fields, use the PMAC and stuff like that. But I went to both Shaq performances at Fred's and then at the UREC fields. The UREC fields one was so much better than the one at Fred's, because at Fred's it was like hot there, cigarette burns just smelled like crap. It was jam packed in there, and you could barely see you could barely actually see him, like, because there are obviously a bunch of tall people and stuff like that. That's not really an excuse, but Um, yeah, it was just not really the best environment, right? And then at the parade grounds, it was so good because it didn't smell like crap. There was a lot of space. There was a lot of space. You got so many people at it. I didn't see how many people at it because I got a pretty good spot like at the front, but I heard there was a lot of people there, and yeah, just like I said, there was just a lot of space to work with, and all the people and stuff like that just got to party and whatever. But I just feel like we really need to have like all the people that like perform at Fred's, like Xandra, Sean Kingston, like even Boozy. I think they need to have performances like at some of those university campus locations like UREC Fields, the PMAC. I think it'll be just a tremendous boost for the university. They're going to get so much money. The artists are going to get a lot of money. Um, and it'll just be a much better environment because like I understand Fred's is awesome, but it's not the biggest space. You have the UREC Fields that has so much space. It could fit way more than any other bar here. And then you have the PMAC, which obviously fits 12, 13,000, which is tremendous. Plus the floor. Plus the floor. So yeah, and obviously, yes, there have been performances at Tiger Stadium like Garth Brooks and stuff like that. Man, when are we going to get performances at Tiger Stadium back? We're going to need them soon. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on it because I just think we really need more university-based performances here, like one or two per semester here. I think that'll just be a great way to get the students more engaged. Some of the artists, Louisiana artists, they'd love stuff like that. And I don't really care what it is, even if it's hip hop, rap, country, R&B. I don't really care. Just someone, just some, little more right here. And obviously those other performers that they perform at Fred's and the Rev, they need to perform at the university spots because it'll be a much better environment. You get a lot more people there, and it'll be a much bigger party. Those are my opinions about that. So obviously, like I said, there's not long. There's only 3 weeks left until winter break for me, and I'll be home. I'll obviously just be home, just on that winter arc. On the winter arc, just working out as best I can, trying to just get myself in better shape. I've been to the gym a lot this year, going 4 times a week. But obviously, since I'm home, it's going to be a little bit tougher because obviously I'm going to want to stay up late and stuff like that, watch football, basketball, whatever. But that's probably not going to be the case this winter. I'm probably going to go to sleep at like 11 or so every night and then get up at 8 and then just jog like 3-4 miles and stuff like that, and then just have my workout in the basement, do whatever body part I desire. um, and then there's that. I'm so excited that I get to eat my own food this time. No offense to the dining hall food, and the food here is obviously really good. But yeah, there have been times when I missed my home food, and then obviously, yes, I buy food here that I cook, like pasta and stuff like that. But yeah, home food. Obviously, the home food is the best, and I can't wait to eat that again. And then other winter plans, I'm not really sure yet. I think I'm gonna go see like my dad perform in some shows. He's been doing a lot of performances and shows, like musicals and stuff like that. Yeah, and he's good at it. He plays a big role in the shows he does, and then I'm probably gonna go see him um, one day, and then for vacations, so we have considered a couple locations. We're thinking about going to Miami again because obviously I want to go back there. There's so much more that I have not done there. I've been to Miami 3 times, but that was when I was like young. That was when I was a lot younger, and there's still so much more that I want to go do down there, like go to the clubs and stuff like that. Like the whole like all the time when I would be down there, I just like go to the beach and like that's basically it. Just like walk around shopping malls and stuff like that. That's basically it. Like obviously I'm all about nightlife, so just want to try to get myself involved more in nightlife. If the covers are hella expensive, whatever. I'll try to earn enough money to get to it. But yeah, Miami is my favorite city in the entire U.S. because
obviously it's basic. I know it's basically like New York City with a beach and nice weather, but I don't know. It just gives me a different vibe. It just feels so electric to me. Like the nightlife, it lights up so well um, at night, and then there's a bunch of stuff to do, bunch of malls, bunch of great people, bunch of everything looks hella expensive there, obviously, but it's just cool to look at. I think it's just really cool to just go there and just spend like 5 nights down there, try to get the best experience possible, and hey, maybe one day, maybe LSU football will make a bowl game. And then I can go to Hard Rock Stadium and just scream my ass off. I would actually like to visit the University of Miami when I just do like a tour of it, because I heard it's a beautiful campus and it's not that big, but yeah, I heard it's a beautiful campus and would definitely like to go visit it one day. So if you go to Miami, let me know how it is, and maybe you can give me a tour. So I don't have to. So yeah, I do want to talk about the current job that I have right now. It's honestly a really great job, and I do recommend you guys applying to me. You don't need any experience, and it's a great way to just earn some easy money. Obviously, it's the eats to seats thing. It's working at the stadium and stuff like that. My freshman year, we worked like baseball games and basketball games. The company is not doing that anymore, and I really don't know why. I'm really about to have a long conversation with some of the people that run it on why we do not have basketball and baseball. I'm thinking it's just like the performance there, but if I can try to convince the stadium to get our jobs back at the other events. That would be great, but yeah, it's not that great that they're just working football games. I mean, overall, it is a great experience. Yes, you get to meet new people, and you get to work, get some easy money, just make new friends and stuff like that. But we need more. The company just needs more. And what I mean by like I said, what I mean by more is that they need to work here at LSU. They need to get the basketball, baseball, softball games back, like they had them my freshman year, and I just don't know what happened to them. It just disappeared so suddenly. But yeah, definitely gonna want that back soon. Obviously, I've been on Netflix. Well, yeah, I haven't really been on Netflix a lot, but obviously one of my favorite shows is Outer Banks, and yeah, OBX season 4, heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking end to season 4. When that happened, when that moment happened, I literally just sat there in shock. Like I was just like that for like 3 minutes straight in that position. I just could not believe it what they did. And I saw a bunch of comments saying like, "Oh, you could keep season 5. We don't want it anymore since JJ's gone." But I'm actually very, very intrigued to see like where they go from here, because that's something you don't recover from. Like there are a bunch of things, like there are a bunch of heartbreaking things that you can recover from. A friend dying, and a friend dying is something you don't recover from. So I am very, very interested to see where they go from here. I know it's the final season, sad, but I'm very, very interested to see where they go from here. Because like I said, it's almost impossible to recover from that. Another series that I've really liked is the Fast and Furious series. Obviously, I'm a big action guy as well. The Fast and Furious series is something that I love. Um, Tate McRae been dropping a lot of hits, and I just love Tate McRae so much. Oh my gosh. I I I I think there was last night that I went to that basketball game where it was a lot closer than it should have been. And I got Canes after that. It was like the first time in forever. I got Canes, and then I was watching the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. I watched it at the house, and that was the worst fight I have ever seen in my life. Like all that hype for months just for it just for it to go down like that, that was the worst fight I've ever seen in my life, man. They weren't doing anything. They literally were not doing anything. I know it makes sense that Mike Tyson, he's 50 freaking 7, 8 years old, but man, it was just not a good fight. And I don't care about the outcome. Wanted a good fight, and we did not get it. And it was broadcasted on Netflix. Like, you need a subscription to have Netflix. Why can't you just broadcast it on ESPN? That would attract so many more viewers. I don't know, man. I I have so many questions that need answers. Job spamming. Job spamming? Oh yeah, I've been just on LinkedIn and Handshakes just saying apply, 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 apply. I've been seeing a lot of good jobs. I've been seeing a lot of good jobs like internships and stuff like that. So hey, hopefully I get them one day. And then I have who I might want on the podcast. There's a bunch of people that I want on the podcast. Obviously, I have a bunch of friends that I'm trying to get on here as soon as possible. Um, even some famous people like Olivia Dunn as well. I am friends with her as well. So if we could get her on here one day, that would be fantastic. There's just like a bunch of influencers out there, like Avery Kroll and other people like that. That would be great on here. We just have like an hour and a half yap session, just like random shit. So that would definitely be a lot of fun. And then, what's ahead for the following semester? Fortunately, I am taking enough hours. I am taking enough hours so that I am considered a full-time student. I am still a full-time student, but because I was taking less than 12 hours, they thought I was not. So thankfully, I have 12 hours, and I think I'm ahead. And I think I'm on time to graduate, but I'm really just not sure. I'm pretty sure I am on time to graduate, but graduate on time in the spring of 26. But damn, we're reaching the climax. We're reaching the climax of my college career, and it's been a dream come true. Coming to LSU has obviously been a dream come true, and we're nowhere near close to done yet. Still have a lot to go, but I know school's not the best thing. But and then there's the decision if I want to do grad school or not. I think grad school would obviously be a huge help, but do I want to do it? We'll see. But what's ahead for next semester? I am doing another class where I make news stories. So yeah, if you guys have any stories that you have for me, just let me know. I know I have to come up with them myself, but just those are just suggestions. And the semester is also going to start off pretty well because I have this Super Bowl ambassador program that I'm gonna start early next, like in the second, third week of January, and I'm very intrigued by that because I had this virtual meeting where we like go over what's expected of us, what kind of jobs we're gonna have, and it looks very, very cool. I get to go to New Orleans and spend a bunch of hours there and just do service, provide the fans with support, comfort, and stuff like that. And yeah, obviously very intrigued by that. And then I get to work as an ambassador for the Korea New Orleans Super Bowl program. That's what it's called, I think. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm actually pretty excited. Obviously, I don't have a ride to New Orleans. I'm probably just gonna have to like take the bus or rent a car or something like that. I'll probably just take the bus anyway because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not the best driver, and I don't like driving. So hope that's got to change though, like at some point. And maybe I just have to like drive a bunch to get used to it. I haven't driven here in Louisiana yet, so I'm probably gonna have to do that one day, but then obviously going to be going to a bunch of the basketball, baseball, and gymnastics events. I'm going to be locked in on those. Obviously, the workout routine. I still think in terms of my like gym routine, it may have to change a little bit just because on the schedule I might have less time to go to the gym. So really going to have to figure that out. Obviously, I'm all about getting stronger and mentally tougher and stuff like that. But I really think the the schedule with the classes and the Super Bowl job, I think will
really test me mentally, because I'm gonna have that, and then I'm gonna have to have these classes, which are all like junior, senior level classes. So, yeah, hopefully, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think and then obviously in terms of the people, hopefully all my people stick with me, and hopefully all my people just continue to be on this ride with me that I'm on. So at the same time, obviously I've been trying to just like find myself, get my head in the right space. Like, to be honest with you, I really don't know where my head is at right now. Um, obviously I've been betrayed a lot by people. Obviously I've been lied to a lot by some people that deserved to be a part of me before, but yeah, they're not anymore. So it's all about just like, and it was like, and it's like, it's so tough because do you trust this person or not? Do you trust this person or not? And that's what's difficult. And that's what's difficult about this um, whole thing. But I pretend like I trust, but I just also have this thing in my mind where he or she could be lying, he or she could be betraying me or not. It's always important to just keep that mindset, but don't show it, because you just never know. You just never know. This generation on social media, it's chaotic, and yeah, it's important to keep a mindset of you are the first priority. Yeah, very important to keep you are first priority. It's you against you. You make the decisions, and make smart decisions, obviously, but you're on your own. You're on your own, and self love obviously so important. Been told that many times, and everyone should know that. But yeah, and it's all about trusting your instincts and trusting yourself as well. And I feel like I've done so much better at that during my college career. Like I am a completely different person than 2 years ago than today. Completely different person. And if you know me well, you know it as well. 2 years ago I used to make dumb mistakes and stuff like that. Not anymore. Not anymore. I continue to be very smart, very disciplined, and hopefully that continues. Hopefully that continues to, be that way. I never lie. I'm always honest. Um, yeah, I used to lie terribly back in like high school, but I never lie now. And I say this to a lot of people. Like, if you believe that like I'm lying, just like don't talk to me. It's like as simple as that. And anyway, guys, thank you for sticking, and thank you all for sticking with me. And that's gonna do it for this episode. This was episode 14 of the Yap House Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed me just ramble on. I hope you guys enjoyed those clips that I showed earlier, and hopefully we'll get a lot more clips coming in the future and next semester. Maybe in the next episodes or something. I'll like clip some views outside or something like that. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope you guys have a great day.